Social Universe, where you learn the secrets of the social media through the social universe, and in many cases, the secrets of the universe itself. And just a quick tie-in, Tashina has done a really good job with Miss Native American USA of getting the word out in social media, and it sounds like several of her pageant participants were found through the social media. So anybody who knows of someone who is at least 1/4 Native American, I look for the next 2 years and watch, and start filling out your applications and rewriting and writing. I'm kidding. Just think, envision what it would be like, and then follow that pageant over the next couple years, and then make your goals to participate. But you have to be, you have to be 26 right now, no, 25 right now if you're going to meet the deadline for the age, correct?
Right. Well, we actually changed the age categories for 2014.
Okay.
As we were receiving a lot of contestants interested in competing, girls that were interested in competing in the pageant. I had not only a lot of girls within the age category, but I also had a lot of younger girls and a lot of parents, mothers, emailing me and asking me if there was any kind of younger girls. So for 2014, we committee and myself had decided to change the age category for the Miss category, and then also add in Teen Miss Native American USA.
Oh, great. So what are the categories for those?
So the age categories for Teen Miss, I believe, is 15 to 19, and then for Miss category is 20 to 27.
Okay. Okay, very good. So if you are 25 right now, you would qualify in a couple of years.
Yes.
Okay, still qualify in a couple of years. Okay, so Shaylin, so now fast forward throughout your application process, they select you, and now you're coming to the pageant. What was it like when you first arrived? And tell us about the experience.
Well, the morning of, we started the interview process, which was all the girls were taken into a room with 3 judges, and it's just like a job interview. It's just like any other job interview, except that you have a 4-minute time limit with each judge, or with each with each judge.
Okay.
They're judges. So, and it's hard because in a normal job interview, you're not limited per question. So,
okay.
And you, again, you really have to try to pick out the main key points of you, and you have to let them know who you are and be true to your answer, and just try to be yourself, really. And it's hard because I felt like, I was telling Tashina, we were getting grilled. All the girls were just getting grilled. We're getting drilled with all these questions.
Yeah, that's not fair. These are tough questions.
Yeah, so I think for the most part, all of the girls and I were very prepared for it. We knew that some of these questions they're asking us about our platform. They're asking us about how we would manage our time with the pageant and what we do in our own lives, whether we're students or if we have jobs. Another one was simply, what's a life-changing event for you? What's the one thing that's a life-changing event for you? And on the spot, you have to think, okay, oh my goodness, what is it? So
tell us the answer that you felt most confident about, that you answered, where you thought, yeah, I think I nailed that one.
I think the one I nailed would be that question in particular that I said. What's the one thing that's changed your life or changed your outlook on life? And I was the only child until I was 19. My mom had my sister, so we are just years and years apart, and she's 7 years old right now, and I gotta tell you, she really taught me a lot about responsibility, even about forgiveness, because a child's heart is so pure, and they're so forgiving, and it's not that they forget, they're just so loving, and it's like a vibrant personality that you have bouncing around with you all the time. She just makes life so much fun, and she taught me so much. Life is so boring before Lilia came into my life. And Lilia is I try to spend every minute I can with her when we're together. And I think that's the one that was true to my heart. That's the answer that was true to my heart. So I felt like I had to have nailed it.
Great, you
Yeah.
obviously nailed them all or you wouldn't be here, so I won't ask you the one you thought you failed, but.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and
Unless
I
there's
think,
a funny story behind it, you're welcome to share.
well, I think that's the main one. But for the most part, that was one of the most nerve-wracking out of all the competitions. The other was the on-stage interview question, where we actually pick a question out of the bowl, and then the announcer guy says it, and then we give an answer.
I remember you did a very good job, but go ahead, fill us in.
Okay, my question was, if you had a friend who was doing drugs, would you tell their parent? And I said, yes, definitely, for sure. You know, you got to take a stand. I said that, you know, and this is something that I actually would do. So I really feel that an intervention with your family and your loved ones is what's really going to save the day. It's what's really going to, you know, help the healing process, for sure. And that's one of the ways to start the healing process. And I was praying, I got to tell you, I was praying before he came to me and let that turn be mine. I just thought, okay, God, just give me an easy one.
When I already have feel
Yeah.
conviction for the answer.
Yeah, and I feel like God had mercy on me, and it turned out for the best. So
Yeah, I remember as you answered that, I thought, you know, there's a huge difference between being a tattletale and doing it because you actually did it out of love. And it
Exactly.
was very apparent that you did it out of love. Now, either way, I don't care whether you're a tattletale or not, that needs to occur.
Mhm.
But there was such an expression of I would do it because it's the right thing, and I would love that person
Yes.
enough to do that for them.
Yes.
And which came across very nicely. So good job for that. Obviously, I wasn't one of the judges. Speaking of the judges, Tashina, tell us a little bit about how you selected the judges. What were some of the things, and without ruining the formula, but what were some of the things the judges were looking for, and what were some of their backgrounds?
So some of the things that the judges were looking for, of course, was their platform. I really wanted the judges to really focus on the ask the girls about their platform. Have they been working on their platform? Have they, do they have their charities? What kind of events? What kind of community services are they doing within their community? And just kind of have that overall community service philanthropy aspect of it, and also not necessarily, you know, if you have a double major or if you are, if you have your master's degree or anything. I wasn't really asking the judges a whole lot about that. Education is important, but I really wanted the girls to be able to give back to their community. That's my overall mission, is for the girls to learn that kind of community service.
And obviously, you did a good job on yours because they hired you. So I think that's the biggest vote that you gave back. So congratulations on that. And I'm sure you've had a very positive impact over the last couple of years in your own way too, with your platform. Coming back to the actual pageant, you were talking about kind of the battle within as you're on stage, and what were some of the times that you felt that embattled feeling of did I do that right, or go ahead.
I think, well, we were rehearsing backstage, and it was nerve-wracking because right when we started rehearsal, they dropped the bomb on us, and they tell us, okay, so we're going to do a dance. We're going to do an opening number, and this is what's going to get the crowd going. So that for all of us, all of the girls, we didn't see that coming. so we tried our best, and it actually came out okay. The dance came out okay, but for me, I was just like, I don't get the moves, and what comes after this? Arms go out, arms go in, and you know, and I was still rehearsing seconds before we were actually
Really?
walking out, and I prayed about that too. You know, I don't.
Obviously, there was some help because you looked just fine.
Yeah, I didn't want to look silly up there. So that was one for sure. One moment where the nerves really kicked in, and talent came first. Talent was actually one of the first competitions that we did, and I sang a song that's very dear to my heart that I've been singing since I was a little girl. And even though you've been singing it for a long time, you're still on stage with lots of eyes on you, and you want to do your best. So that was really challenging too. So. Yeah.
And you did a great job. We really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
that. And
Thank you.
if our video editors do everything, I have a vote of confidence they will, that people will be able to hear parts of that as
Oh,
well.
great.
So, okay, well, wonderful. So there was the talent competition. There was the gown. Tell us a little bit about you know, the choice of the gown, and also what you wore during the talent, and you know, the thought that went into that.
Well, I normally was gonna wear for the traditional talent, or for the talent, I was gonna wear a traditional dress,
Mhm.
traditional looking dress, and at the last minute I thought, you know, I'm gonna be singing a song. I want to feel like I want to sing and look, I want to sing pretty, you know, I want to sing beautiful, and I also want to look the part as well. So I threw in a contemporary dress last minute, and I chose just a white gown with some sparkles, very true to the pageant look. So, and I think it worked out well for me. I got a lot of compliments. So that was a split decision at the very last minute that I think followed through. So you got to follow your heart. So
Sure, it's a tough decision. You don't
Yeah.
know what the judges are looking for. Are they looking for more
Exactly.
cultural background? Are they looking for more, you know, the modern? Who knows?
Yeah, and my mom argued with me on that. She says, no, this is Miss Native American USA. You need to wear your traditional stuff. And I said, no, Mom, I want to do this. I want to go the other direction. So, and I did. And but for the evening gown competition, I followed what Tashina had told us in orientation, where she was saying, don't go out and spend all your money on the best evening gown that you see. You don't have to do that. And that's what a lot of people, that's a really strong message for all the other girls. I think for Miss, the one that just won, she wore a $20 gown.
Wow.
It's for
Miss USA?
Olivia. Yeah, her
Oh,
name is
Miss
Olivia.
USA.
Yeah, Miss USA. I read her bio, and it says that she wore a $20 gown in
Amazing.
her state competition. So, you know, I thought, okay, well, I'm not gonna go out and spend a lot, so I just chose a simple blue gown, and then I felt really good in. So.
And it worked.
Yeah, it did.
So don't. As her advice is, you don't have to go out there and spend tons of money, but you come in and share who you are, the beauty within, and it will work
And
out.
be confident. Yeah.
Absolutely, and be confident. We're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the direction that Miss Native American USA is taking, as well as Shaylin's, what she is going to be doing during the time that she's wearing her crown, and the development of the application of the platform that was so important. So we'll be right back after the break.